You are listening to the Cellular Alchemist podcast, and here's your host, Ritu Malhotra.
I'm sitting quietly in a park, just musing over life and living, just enjoying the solitude and watching people doing their thing. You must have done that too sometimes. I'm watching some people are active and they're exercising, some are walking fast and furiously. There are some youngsters playing the ball, and there's this kid blowing soap bubbles. He's loving it, and so am I, just watching him. And then the thought occurs, isn't our life also like a soap bubble? In fact, are we just a small body of gas in a liquid? Really? So, what's so special about soap bubbles? Well, they're fragile and not meant to last long. Bubbles come and bubbles go. They need to be enjoyed while they're happening here and now, treated with care and kindness because they are impermanent. Actually, their transience is part of their beauty. It reminds me of an art installation that I witnessed some years ago. The artist had a wood frame encased in a glass. It was on a wall, like you would display any other painting. And inside this frame was a moving artwork of ants in motion. Yes, there was probably some bits of sugar or rice that the hundreds of ants were carrying in fascinating patterns all over the canvas background. It was constantly changing, this landscape, and they were forming a pattern, but it was constantly in motion. That was art. It was also a metaphor for life, I thought. Transience and its beauty. A redefining of our preoccupation with possession and permanence. So, why am I choosing to talk about this today? I see many of us hang our lives and our happiness on something as ephemeral, slippery, and impossible to hold on to, like life. That's what our life is. And we do everything in our power to avoid this realization. I mean, let's accept it. Bubbles burst, don't they? There is that inevitable moment when this glittering globe floating in the air becomes one with the sky and disappears. This could be that moment of truth when you realize that what you thought to be true, what you hung on to, isn't there. It's not true. Life is basically like a soap bubble. It rides on the wind, flying here and there, and before you realize it, pop, it's gone. When it's about to disappear, you think that you could have flown a bit higher. But by that time, it's already late. Many sages have said, life is a temporary stopover on the whole journey of life, not the final destination. Whether it's scientifically proven or not, true or not, I personally want to believe that. What about you? Are you happily riding your soap bubble? And while you think about that, I'll wait to be with you the next time.
That was this week's episode for the Cellular Alchemist podcast with spiritual psychologist Ritu Malhotra. Don't forget to follow the podcast and join us next week for yet another episode. Thank you for listening.